Hello and welcome all on my YouTube channel JNS Basic Zoology. So, by this video, we will try to solve some of the multiple choice questions related to the prawn. So, let's start by the first multiple choice question of Palamon. The sex of prawn can be identified externally by observing. We know that these prawns are dioecious organism. Male and female organisms are separately found. So, with the help of some external characteristics, we can identify whether this is a male or female organism. So, here is the question: the sex of prawn can be identified externally by observing A. second chelate legs, B. first maxillipeds, C. first abdominal appendages, and D. second non-chelate legs. So the correct answer for this question, that is with the help of the or by observing the second chelate legs, we can identify that this is male or female, because in case of prawn the sexes are separately found and there is having the dioecious condition and they are having the sexual dimorphism. When we observe that male is bigger with narrow abdomen, and secondarily this male is having second chelate leg of the male is longer, stronger and more spiny. So by observing the second chelate leg, we can identify the sex of the prawn. Second, the total number of appendages in prawn: A 16, B 19, C 7 and D 13. So in case of prawn, there are having how many pairs of appendages? So there are having 19 pairs of appendages, because in case of prawn, each segment of body bears a jointed appendages. In each segment of body bears a pair of jointed appendages, and body is divisible into 19 segments. Body is divisible into 19 segments, so there is having 19 appendages attached to each segment of the body. These appendages again divided into some cephalothoracic appendages and some abdominal appendages. That is, the body is totally divisible into two main parts, two main regions. One region is called as cephalothorax region and second region is called as abdomen region. Cephalothorax this word is a combination of two words, that is a cephalic region and thorax region. Cephalothorax region is a union of cephalic, that is head portion, which comprises 5 segments, and thorax portion, which comprises 8 segments. So totally cephalothorax region having or consists of 13 segments, and remaining 6 segments which are movable, which are attached to the body of the abdomen region, abdomen part of the body in case of prawn. So they are having totally 19 pair of appendages. Out of that 19, 13 pairs are attached to the cephalothorax region in case of prawn, and 6 segments are attached to the abdominal part of the body. Next one, cephalic appendages of prawn are. Which are the cephalic appendages in case of prawn? So the correct option for this question, that is antenules, antennae, mandibles, maxillary and maxilli. These 5 appendages are the cephalic appendages in case of prawn, because we know that they are having 19 segments, and to that 19 segment they are having 19 pairs of appendages, and these overall appendages are again divided into cephalic appendages, thoracic appendages, and abdominal appendages. So cephalic appendages means the appendages which are attached to the head portion of the body, and these cephalic appendages are having a number 5 in number, and that is having the name antennae, antennae, mandibles, maxillary, and maxillae. These are the appendages which are the head appendages or the cephalic appendages in case of prawn. Number 4, how many segments in cephalothorax? Cephalothorax region comprises how many segments? So they are having 13 segments. So cephalothorax region is a combination of or union of head and thorax region. Head consists 5 segments and thorax consists 8 segments. So totally they are having 13 segments, which in case of prawn, cephalothorax comprises totally 13 segments. Number 5, statocyst present within antennae. The statocyst, what is statocyst? Statocyst, these are two minute sensory openings which are useful for the balancing purpose. These statocysts are two minute balance sensory openings lying in a deep depression dorsally on the basal segment of each antennus. So at the base of the antennus they are having two small minute openings which are sensory in function, and that statocyst present within antennus. Next one, pairs of walking legs in prawn. How many pairs of walking legs in prawn? A 5, B 8, C 13, and D 19. So in case of prawn, they are having 5 pairs of walking legs. In prawn, they are having 5 pairs of walking legs. Out of that 5 pairs, first and second pairs are forceps type of legs. Which is called as chelet type of legs. And these chelet type of legs, first and second pair of legs, are used to grasp the food and also serves as an offense and defense mechanism, or serve as an offense and defense organ. So first and second pairs of walking legs in case of prawn are chelet type of leg, are used to capture the food, and also they can take part in offense and defense mechanism of the body, while third, fourth, and fifth legs are non-chelet legs. So totally they are having 5 pairs of walking legs in prawn. Next one, female genital aperture in prawn present on. At the base of which pair of walking legs female genital aperture is present in case of prawn? So the correct option for this multiple choice question, that is coxa of third pair of walking legs. Female genital aperture in case of prawn is present on coxae of third pair of walking legs. Coxae is a base of that particular walking legs by which these legs are attached to the body. At that base, on that base, the the genital apertures are present. In case of female, this genital aperture is found on coxa of third pair of walking legs. Next one, male genital aperture in prawn present on which pair of walking legs? So here is the correct option. So male genital aperture in case of prawn is present on coxae of fifth pair of walking legs. In case of female, this aperture, genital aperture, present on third pair of walking legs, and in case of male, this is found attached to the fifth pair of walking legs. Next one, ventral thoracic ganglionic mass gives off. This is a part of ventral thoracic ganglionic mass is a part of nervous system of prawn. This particular ventral thoracic ganglionic mass, from that particular ganglionic mass, there are number of nerves are attached, nerves are arises. So how many pairs of ganglionic nerves or simply nerves can innervated from this ventral thoracic ganglionic mass? So A, 11 pairs of nerves, B, 12 pairs of nerves, C, 10 pairs of nerves, and D, 13 pairs of nerves. So 11 pairs of nerves are arises from ventral thoracic ganglionic mass of the prawn. So ventral thoracic ganglionic mass, which is found at the central position, at the ventral thoracic ganglionic mass gives this ventral thoracic ganglionic mass, which is found centrally mid-ventral position in the body, that can gives laterally 11 pairs of nerves. 11 pairs of nerves. Out of that, first three pairs of these nerves innervate the cephalic portion by a nerve that is called as mandibles, maxillary and maxilla. These nerves are attached. These are the first three pairs of nerves of the arises from the ventral thoracic ganglionic mass, and these are cephalic nerves, and which can innervate the body part like mandibles, maxillary and maxilla. While the last 8 pairs, out of that last 8 pairs, again nerve number 4, 5 and 6 can, these are also thoracic nerves, of which first 3 pairs having connection with the maxillary pairs. That is, nerve number 4, 5, 6 having the connection with the maxillary pairs, and remaining 5 pairs out of 11 pairs, remaining 5 pairs of ventral thoracic nerves, these remaining 5 pairs can having the connection with the walking legs. These 5 nerves attaches or innervate to the walking legs. So this is the distribution of these nerves which are arises from ventral thoracic ganglionic mass. And last one, MCQ for this video, ventral nerve cord gives how many abdominal ganglia? Ventral nerve cord, which is arises mid-ventrally into the body. From that ventral nerve cord, how many abdominal ganglia are arises? That is 11, 9, 7 and 6. The correct option for this MCQ, in this ventral nerve cord, they are having 6 ganglia, and these ganglia are called as abdominal ganglia. So ventral nerve cord gives 6 abdominal ganglia. So let us see. Here is the structure of the ventral nerve cord. Ventral nerve cord, which is also called as abdominal nerve cord, which can runs along the mid-ventral line of abdomen, and in each segment it enlarges to form abdominal ganglia. Each of the first 5 abdominal ganglia gives up, out of the 6 abdominal ganglia, first 5 abdominal ganglia gives 3 pairs of nerves. So out of the 3 pairs of nerve, first pair of this ganglia first pair of nerve which is having the connection with the pleopod. The one pair of this nerve having the connection with the pleopods and one pair of pedal nerves which innervate the pleopods. One pair attaches to the extensor muscles and one pair to the flexor muscles. So out of three pairs which is found in the first 5 abdominal ganglia, that is out of 6 abdominal ganglia, ventral nerve cord arises from the ventral nerve cord. First 5 abdominal ganglia gives off 3 pairs of nerves. Out of that 3 pairs, first pair having the connection with the pleopods, second pair innervates extensor muscles, and third pair to the flexor muscles. And the last or the sixth abdominal ganglia is the largest ganglia. Sixth abdominal ganglia is the largest ganglia. From that ganglia, various nerves arises out of that. 2 pairs to the flexor muscles, 2 pairs to the uropods, 2 pairs to the telson, and single to hindgut. So from the sixth abdominal ganglia, which is largest one ganglia, arises 7 pairs of nerves and innervate to the flexor muscles, uropod, telson, and hindgut. So these are some objectives related to the prawn. So once again, thank you for watching this video.